Another step forward. Always at your side.
So, a vampire lord walks among us. A powerful ally to have at our side, and a powerful enemy should our intentions diverge. Things are getting more interesting by the moment. How can I help?
Join me, why don't you? There's plenty of adventure to be had.
Would that I could. But your entourage is full. You'll need to make room for me first.
Take Shadowheart's place.
Back in the thick of things at last. Oh, how exciting.
Gazette has a transcript of a conversation with Archduke Gortash.
What's he got to say?
Except the people who actually wanted a broadsheet.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
Never mind. Hello? I'm going to examine the armor to discern its nature.
This armor is a construct animated by powerful magic. It has no soul or power of speech, but it follows the directives of its master. It feels no pain and knows no morality. It will act on behalf of its master and perish when the magic that binds it is severed.
Mind if I head on in? I will take that as a you are allowed in.
Seems powerful. What can it do once it's extracted? How can I help you?
You look familiar. Were you in the Druid's Grove?
Perhaps. I stopped by many huts and hamlets on my way here. Master Leroican invited me to be his apprentice.
I've heard rumors about Leroican's teaching, or lack of it. His students are no more than glorified shopkeepers.
You must be here to shop. I am Sundries, while Tona deals with tomes. Or are you perhaps another adventurer with information on the Night Song?
Do many people ask about the Night Song?
It's all I deal with these days. People claiming their trinkets are the real Night Song, looking for the mountain of gold Leroican promised. There's even a pamphlet. Take one. They're on the desk.
I have to ask, what happened to your face?
Nothing for you to worry about.
His voice captures. Something's wrong here.
I'm just here to shop.
Huh. I suppose that, at least, I can help with. Hope you found what you're looking for.
Look, a bookseller. She can point us to the tome I need.
Oh, God. Typical. Not everyone can just wave their hands and be you. Why aren't they questioning?
What do you want? Not one for customer service.
I saw somebody go up to Nerovin's hag this tender.
By Lolith himself. I simply must have it.
Literature department. Can I help you?
Why are you whispering?
Psst. These books are sensitive. They prefer an environment of quiet reverence.
I'd be interested in any especially rare tomes you might have.
Bold. You might have heard that our library has a collection other shops would lack the skill to curate. Between us, even Master Lorokan was reluctant to house them in his tower. The pen is mightier than the magic wand, apparently. They're locked away here for their and our customers' safety. Our finest reserve includes the Tharkiat Codex, the Annals of Karsus and Netherese Folly, Sights of the Seelie, and the Curriculum of Strategy. Do any of those interest you?
The Annals of Karsus and Netherese Folly.
It is said to be written by Lord Karsus himself, the Netherese arcanist who attempted to replace the goddess Mystra, failed, and was banished for the attempt. Great magical knowledge lies within those pages, but not many can withstand it.
That's it. That's what I need.
The Annals of Karsus would no doubt have much to say about the crown's true nature. If only you could read them.
It sounds perfect. How much for me to buy it from you?
Buy? Books as temperamental as these are not on sale. They are secured in our vault, where none can harm them, nor can they do any harm. Consider yourself lucky to have learned of such a book's existence, and then forget about it. The Annals of Karsus are best left unread.
Surely there's some amount of gold that could convince you to part with the book.
Psst. I already told you. It is locked in our vault. And with good reason. Imagine if a tome so dangerous was sold to someone with such poor comprehension.
Thank you. I've learned more than enough.
You certainly have. Even simple knowledge of these tomes is enough to stimulate most. How can I help you?
About those rare books.
What would you like to know?
The Tharkiat Codex.
Interesting choice. If I didn't know better, I'd think you might have the necromancy of Thay in your possession. I'd advise tremendous care with the Tharkiat Codex. The cost of unlocking its mysteries is onerous.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Makes a fine point as to how it should be.
No fish, only chicken and vegetables. No pork either.
You make the rules.
Luckily for you, that's exactly what the best necromancer in the
Invisibility.
to the possibility.
Well, at least they seem to use the...
If you wish to see the master, you must prove you bring first-hand knowledge of the Night Song. Welcome, dear patron, to the floor at the top of the stairs. If you have information about the Night Song, great riches await. If you are here to waste the great wizard Lorroakan's time, reconsider. Let your knowledge determine your path forward.
I'm sure there's gold.
So they can actually see you.
It is rather a pain to clean up something.
Milklar. As you refuse to speak to me following the incident with the three-eyed man, I have no choice but to make my request in writing. Master Lorroakan instructs you to bring his newly acquired lamp, the one with the djinn, to the vault and store it behind the protective wall. It is far too dangerous to be left on display in the shop proper. Vompter.
You should start your own.
I could do that. I have
All right.
opinion.
What's in here? Quick step. What's that? easy.
Before her time as an exarch of Tempest and goddess of strategy, the Red Knight was a paladin most devout. She toured the armies the world over as both student and teacher, and thus was she elevated by Tempest to her current status. These pages contain that of her which was left on the material plane after her ascension.
Well, well. Someone's a treasure trove of wicked spells.
No entry to vaults. Trespassers will be disintegrated. Master Leroican.
Traps. How considerate. Traps. How considerate. A vault like this must be hiding something valuable. Be careful. There are traps about. Someone doesn't like visitors.
An ancient handwritten book, rebound at least twice, that purports to be notes written by the Ermage Sorcerous himself. Much of it is in a personal wizard's cipher, but the final page is written in clear text. My great spell of transcendence is mine alone, not to be committed to ink and parchment, but I have also forged 3 supreme enchanted items that are physical embodiments of my wizardry, and of them I shall make record. There is a crown, an orb, and a scepter, each nigh alive with its own power and purpose, and these I call the regalia of Sorcerous, the crowd of Sorcerous, to attract and absorb magical knowledge, and to give the wearer dominion over himself so that he remains his own entity apart from the weave. The orb of Sorcerous, a storage device or battery that condenses magic power, ever gathering, so that it must be siphoned at intervals of its excess. The cipher of Sorcerous, an instrument of projection, a focusing utensil for the precise wielding of unimaginable vast forces. Know of these items you must, for if I fail to achieve immortality, they will persist, and dare I say, live on beyond me.
A book on Netherese magic. Gale might like to know.
It is a great paradox among our kind, who so value the art of learning, that we believe ourselves ever cannier than the ones who came before. If envy is the disease of the artist, hubris is that of the wizard. Though I fear my warnings will fall on deaf ears, I will say it again. The closer a wizard creeps to the dominion of the divine, the closer oblivion creeps with him. I thought myself an equal to Mystra, and devised a plan to make myself her equal. I would pluck one strand of weave and contain it within an amulet. I spent the better portion of my years devising. How regret instantly heaved itself upon my head. I was trapped within the amulet instantaneously, and passed around from collector to curio hall for the better part of a millennium. Only now that I am freed, with barely the strength to hold my quill, I can leave this final warning as a testimony. pages are covered in esoteric symbols and strange runes, some indecipherable, but some strangely familiar. Your eyes are drawn to one page describing a long-lost book, The Necromancy of Thay. They are secrets of life and death known only to red wizards. Committing such secrets to parchment is a risk they are loath to take, lest unworthy gaze upon them. Who better than to guard their secrets than the spirits of the jealous dead themselves? To look upon the necromancy of Thay is to risk madness in the hands of its spirits, but the wise traveler who can tread the line between life and death will find knowledge witnessed by precious few mortals. The rest of the entry details the precautions and risks associated with reading the text, but lays out a clear path to unraveling the secrets contained in this tome.
Lost in thought.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
The Annals of Karsus. The preamble to a civilization's downfall, committed to parchment by the very hand that wrought its destruction. If the crown atop the Elder Brain was truly forged by Karsus himself, this book will confirm it. All we have to do is turn the page.
I'm going to give the book to Gale.
That devil Raphael was telling the truth. There's no doubt. The crown of Karsus is what's controlling the Elder Brain. And this is no mere journal. It contains Karsus's original plans for the crown's construction. His designs for godhood.
A design you could follow?
Not from scratch. Unless you happen to have several pounds of the purest Netherese metals in that pack of yours. Don't worry. I'm not asking you to surrender anything else on my account. What's called for here is something altogether different. The book states that the crown and netherstones were originally one construct, seemingly sundered at the moment of Karsus's downfall. If we can collect the crown's setting and the 3 netherstones, and with the correct invocation of certain spells and gestures detailed in these notes, I think I could reforge it.
You think? What happens if you fail?
Well, there'd be risk in such an endeavor, but only proportionate to the reward. Just think of it. The power of the gods in mortal hands at last would be free of doctrine and dogma, confined only by the limits of our imaginations. I promise you, The gods will never grant us such a blessing, no matter how much we worship and adore them.
And you think Mistra will let you do this?
I don't know. Ao does not look kindly on gods meddling in mortal affairs. She may have no choice but to stand by and let events unfold. Even with the fate of the world at stake, she had little more to offer me than the means of blowing myself up at a more convenient time. She's done nothing to help us. Mistra wanted the brain obliterated because of this crown. She fears a world in which such power is beyond her control, ready to be claimed by Karsus's successor.
So you want the crown to settle a score with Mistra?
She sent me to die. Ambition is not a sin. To question the powers that rule us is not treason. We must at least try. Why wallow in the dirt where we can reach for the stars?
You're a convincing man, Gale. The crown sounds promising. But I want to take it for myself, sorry.
I'm glad you can recognize this for the opportunity it is. Nevertheless, not a step to take lightly. It's our future that I'm thinking of. Can't rely on anyone else to do it for us. For now, we've learned all we can. Whatever comes of this, we cannot allow the crown to be reforged in Raphael's image. A devil wielding the might of Karsus. It would be the end of everything.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. Yep.
If you're an animal, where have Jeremy and his magic? It's so pretty.
I see Elminster.
Elminster?
Oh, hello, my boy. No, don't mind me. I'm just enjoying a lungful of bull durian air. There's a distinctive aroma, though perhaps not one worthy of bottling. Tell me, what curiosities have you and your companions discovered within the walls of this esteemed emporium?
This is a rather chaotic place to have a simple conversation in. Okay, let's see. We found the Annals of Karsus. It proved to be an enlightening read.
So, you have learned the truth of the enemy we face. The very tool with which its eponymous creator unmade magic itself. Perhaps now you understand what is at stake here, my boy. Though what Mr. asked of you was extreme, it was not without merit, nor demanded lightly.
What are you saying? Or rather, what are you not saying?
Mr. knows you defied Gale. Well, of course she knows. She's Mistra. She bids you come to her holy shrine in the Stormshore Tabernacle. There, she will grant you an audience at last.
You really think Mr. will be willing to hear Gale out?
I see remaining optimistic is my duty, especially when I'm not the one being asked to do the seemingly impossible. Trust in yourself. Trust in the weave. If you are willing, trust in Mistra. There is a conclusion yet to be written in this sorry tale, Gale of Waterdeep. And yours is the quill that will write it.
Look, Mama, look. It's so
A lot on my mind.
So all it took to get Mistra's attention was to learn how to reforge an artifact that once destroyed her. It's obvious when you stop to think about it.
She's scared of you. You're one step closer to being able to challenge her.
Not scared, not yet. But she's shaken if she feels the need to intervene directly. This is a conversation that's long overdue on both sides. I owe it to her to hear her out. Come what may afterwards.
I agree. It's time we headed for the Stormshore Tabernacle.
After you. Has a shrine within the city, located in the Stormshore Tabernacle, if my memory serves me.
Do whatever you need to. But I shan't be paying my respects to any of the gods on show.
You never felt the call of the divine, Starry?
Oh, I tried them all. None of them answered.
Don't push it.
Well, Astarian, you're damn near a god as you are right now. So, I'd say you won.
Afternoon.
Let's see.
The cycle will reach its zenith.
It's been some time since I stood before her in a place like this.
There's a shrine to Lolith in the corner
Hear
there.
this humble plea.
Excuse me while I spit on it.
Shield our people from the depredations of the absolute heretics. Bless them with the strength to endure.
You see an altar dedicated to Helm the Vigilant.
I'm going to read the inscription on the altar.
Helm the Watcher is a guardian god, dedicated to the preservation of order. Many turn to him in troubled times. Make your donation to him and you'll likely feel more vigilant, more resilient to the unexpected. See an altar dedicated to Tyr.
I'm going to read what is inscribed on the altar.
Tyr, the blind god, offers justice to all, innocent and malefactor alike. The law dictates what is right, be that reward or retribution. His unseeing eyes are a testament to the lawful life he lived and what it cost him. Make a sacrifice out of your own pocket and you may yet be blessed.
Nope.
You see an altar dedicated to Selûne.
Read that which is inscribed on the altar.
An inscription reads, "Let all who worship the changing tides of life and knowledge feel the blessings of Selûne. Trust in the purity of my light. See the constancy in its inconstancy, and you will be guided aright. Your scholarship of religion tells you no more."
Absolute heretics. Bless them with the strength to endure and the courage to resist. So may it be.
There she stands, just as Elminster promised. Mystra, goddess of the weave, mother of all magic.
The old man wasn't lying. She's opened the summoning channel. Can't you feel it?
Gale's right. The very air around the statue crackles with magic, as though the weave itself were coursing beneath her stony skin.
A stream of pure, undiluted weave. I only have to reach out, and it will carry me to Mystra, wherever she may be.
Well, go on then. It's rude to keep a goddess waiting.
Time was, I'd have given my right arm for a chance to speak with Mystra again. The left one, too. Maybe a knee.
You don't owe her as so much as a fingernail. She asked you to blow yourself up.
Not the message one hopes to receive from a past lover. But her first love was always the weave. At best, I was a close second. When I pictured this moment, I thought I'd feel more in control. Yet, here I am, with palms sweatier than a bugbear's armpit. I always wonder what being nervous would feel like. I hate it.
Of all things to be nervous about, an audience with a goddess seems reasonable.
You're kind to say so, but this is hardly my first time in Mystra's presence. It's more the matter of what I'm going to say to her. During my time locked away in Waterdeep, I prepared a quite comprehensive speech for her on the subject of our former relationship and the manner in which it ended. Alas, recent events have rendered the majority of it moot, so I'm going to have to improvise. Unless you have any words of wisdom to impart before I go.
Make her squirm. Tell her the crown will be ours soon enough.
With pleasure. It's not often one has the chance to threaten a goddess and make good on it. Mystra won't be the one issuing the orders for much longer. She'll know exactly who's coming for her. This won't take long, and when I'm done, I'll be free of Mystra's yoke once and for all.
Gale of Waterdeep, you look well.
No thanks to you. I wasn't expecting a summons, but then you did always prefer things on your terms.
I did not come here to suffer a mortal's admonitions. Certainly not yours. You discovered what lies at the heart of the Absolute, the crown of Karsus. And you disobeyed my instruction. Why?
You abandoned me in my hour of greatest need. I had no obligation to help you in yours.
You still believe yourself to be so wronged. You always were stubborn. The past cannot be undone with self-pity, nor can a future be forged. Only with the truth will you see the way ahead. The fragment of magic you tried to return to me was not of my creation. It was the Karsite weave. It is a corrupted, half-born magic, wrought in the brief moment Karsus ascended to godhood. It hungers for power, just as he did, and it can never be sated. You unleashed something that would consume all magic in existence, and yet you thought only of preserving yourself.
Well, somebody had to. You weren't exactly forthcoming with any offers of help.
My concern was the preservation of everything. The Karsite weave could tear apart the very fabric of the material plane. That it entered your body and consumed no more than your powers was a miracle. But we will not be granted another. The only reason the orb sleeps is because I have allowed it to feed on the true weave. A temporary measure, but one that will not be enough to save us. With each day that passes, The Elder Brain threatens to become a new kind of god. Its worshippers, a scourge of soulless illithids. If you will not use the orb to end this abomination, then you must find a way to separate crown and host. When you've done this, you must surrender the crown of Karsus to me.
Not happening. When I get my hands on that crown, I'm going to wield it. Karsus's powers will be mine.
Crown yourself, Gale Decarius, and you will learn what it is to carry such weight upon your shoulders. If it does not crush you, I will.
The Karsite Weave. I had no idea. Do you realize what this means? The orb is no stray piece of ordinary magic. It is something entirely different. The nascent form of a new, divine power. Of course, I couldn't control it. I was mortal. But once I reforge the crown, the power of a god will be mine to command. The orb will answer to me.
What are the chances Mr. smites you before you get the chance?
Slim to none, I hope. Mystra has no right to prevent another ascending to the Pantheon. Only Ao can decide that. Let me assure you, Karsite Weave has no more inherent evil to it than a child in the womb, or an axe half-forged on the blacksmith's anvil. It is a tool, ready to be shaped by its wielder, by me. And you know me to be someone of reasonably sound moral judgment, don't you?
Of course.
Gods, it's refreshing to share the company of someone who sees things the same way I do. All we need to do is stay focused on the task at hand. Defeating that Elder Brain. After that, you can leave the rest to me.
Shield our people from the depredations of the absolute heretics. Bless them with the strength to endure, and the courage to resist. So may it be.
Would reject her.
Juicy
Both the gossip and the gazette have been drier than the anorak.